Good, Nate.
Flag.
Here, Nate. There you go. There you go. Come on, Nate, go! Knock it out. All right. Nate's got her. Go, baby! Go! We're a swing out there. Go! Come on, Nate. There you go.
Go, Nate. All right.
Nate Hartlaw carries the ball into the end zone.
Go, Nate.
Inside the 10-yard line.
Turn up.
First and 10 Squires.
DeLone, but it did not happen. Visiting Squires, Nate Hartlaw takes the handoff, goes 13 yards for the touchdown, and this puts the Squires on top 7-0. Susquehannock is going to come up with the punt, and watch this. This is Mike Robinson of DeLone. He is going to make the catch and do some serious zigging and zagging, and he's going to do some more zagging and zigging. This play is going to go for 55 yards, He doesn't go for the touchdown. He gets it all the way down, though, to the 5-yard line. Shoestring tackle coming up right there. Then it's Matt Ratson going 5 yards for the score to make it 14-0. And DeLone goes on to win it tonight by a final score of 30. Avoid the upset. They wanted to beat the Bolts. DeLone, their own worst enemy in the first half. They turned the ball over 4 times in the second quarter alone. Joe Catula gets hit. Adrian Hawk recovers for Littlestown. Ryan Topper hit 2 field goals for Littlestown. They led 6-0 at halftime, but DeLone comes up huge in the second half and wins it 44-16.
Second and 14. Second and 12.
He pitches to number 13, Johnny Sanders. Pitches to number 10, Hartlob, 2nd and 6. Sanders in motion. The pitch is to Hartlob. Pitches to Hartlob. Catula looking to pass into the end zone. Touchdown and a flag. Touchdown and and then we have a flag on the... Penalty goes against the Squires. 1st and 10. Pitch to Hartlaub.
Good job.
Hartlaub from 10 yards out puts the Squires back on the top.
Good blocking, guys. Nice play.
2-0 start after their win over York Suburban tonight. 27-12 was the count there. But let's go up to Cumberland County. Carlisle was upended by Southwestern last week, trying to beat Cumberland County neighbor Mechanicsburg tonight. It's here at DeLone Catholic. What's your name in class?
I am Matt Bird, a junior at DeLone Catholic High School. Woo!
And your name in class?
My name is Donnie Sanders, and I'm, Mark Murphy, and I'm a senior at DeLone.
Donnie Sanders is actually a football player. Greg, we're going to hear from him a little bit later. He had 112 yards rushing tonight. Having a good time down here at DeLone Catholic.
And I love the guy on your right with the wig. He's one of the...
Town Moose for being so very nice. Now, not far from here is Hanover High School. And last week, Hanover lost a tough game against a very tough Spring Grove team. Tonight, Hanover hoping that the home cooking would agree with them as they take on East. The tide is high here as DeLone Catholic gets off to a 2-0 start. Two of the stars of the game. Donnie Sanders, you had 112 yards rushing. What's it mean to this team to be 2-0?
That's all it's about. We're out for the victories, and that's what we got tonight. It wasn't pretty, but we got the job done. So we're pleased. We showed some room for improvement tonight, and we're excited about the upcoming season.
Mike Monahan, you're a fullback defensive end. When you're playing for DeLone Catholic, is there a little pressure? You're the two-time defending District 3 champs.
Yeah, that's there, but we just go out and play and have fun.
Okay, show us your T-shirt real quick. You're part of the 650 Club. What does that mean exactly?
This is from sophomore year. It's a combined of bench and squat.
Okay.
Squat's all about the form.
You know, that's 650. 650 is nice, but you know, Greg Mace is. You're in the 850 Club, aren't you, Greg?
I had that shirt a long time ago.
I know. You had that when you were a sophomore
oh,
too,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no question. All right, Dennis, keep lifting weights. Here we go. A lot of eyes on McCaskey.
Let's go to Adams County for highlights of this contest. DeLone Catholic. Well, yeah, I guess it's a little bit Halloween tonight. DeLone Catholic with the ball. Joe Catola on the option, pitches over to Darren Groff. Groff takes it in around the right side, and DeLone's way in front this one, 20-0 in the first half. But Suburban did not give up. The Trojans keep fighting back, and they get on the board. Keith Foose back to pass, firing long, and at the other end is Adam Cherry, tripped up at the 1-yard line. From there, Foose keeps it himself, and Suburban's on the board. It's 20-6. More now from the Trojans. I told you they didn't give up. Foose pitches the ball to Todd Ambrose, who then passes to a wide open Cherry. This made it 20-12 as the Trojans pulled close, but DeLone got another touchdown, wins it by a final of 27-12.
Wigs.
We're with the DeLone Catholic faithful, and they are faithful here. But let's talk about another game. Last week, Central York defeated Susquehanna Township, spoiling the coaching debut of Ford Chapman there. Tonight, Central York tried to do the same to Northern. Is very simple. Barbecue, food. Take a look at what we got here. Tom Fulmer, you're one of the leaders of this tailgate. How do we start tailgating here?
About 3 years ago, we started in Littlestown because some of the parents decided they didn't have enough time, to eat supper in the evening, so we started taking food to the away games.
Greg, take a look at this. I'll tell you what, you got some kind of sauce in there. This stuff's really good.
Yeah. That is spicy hot sauce.
It is. Greg, I'm going to eat. You take it away.
Can I?
The gentleman that started all this was Pat Getz.
Ever so.
Not the only ones fired up. Take a look at the football team after their victory tonight.
As far as what goes on, a W is a W. Congratulations, you did a good job tonight, but we can do better, understand?
DeLone Catholic bouncing after its victory tonight over York Suburban. Coach Dennis Frew, whenever you can get a learning experience and still get the win, it's a positive thing, isn't it?
Very positive thing. We have to learn how to win games. When we take control of the game, we've got to keep control of it. We lost a little bit of that tonight, but we were able to hang in there and win.
You got a baby face. You don't look old enough to have grandkids, but you do. Tell us who we got here.
Okay, this is my granddaughter, Heather Barberis, and my grandson, Henry Barberis.
Okay, we got them a little publicity. That's it from DeLone Catholic. Greg, let's send it back to you.
Grandchildren. Dennis has grandchildren.
Single back this time. Option. Catola pitches to Groff, and he's trying to get to the corner, and good yardage down to about the 31-yard line. 2nd down and 3 for DeLone. And the option, Hartlaub slips and falls, and probably not the last time we're going to see that tonight, but Hartlaub had a lot of running room, Craig, and only one defender.
Right, we had heavy rainstorms here about 4:30 today, and then it rained again about an hour before game time. Combine that with humidity, and it doesn't surprise.
Bring up 3rd and long, and here's the defense for the Squires. Alan Krause, Ryan Knox are the ends. The tackles are Jeff Miller and Eric O'Brien. Linebackers, Donnie Sanders, Nate Hartlaub, Darren Groff, and Alex Smith. Andy Redding, Matt Rouston are the defense.
We talk about field position. They started at the New Oxford 49, the New Oxford 9, and at the 50. That's great field position.
Right there. Come on.
Play action, Catula looking for to drive alive to the New Oxford 27. 2nd back, breaking tackles is Nate Hartlaub. And there's a flag.
Ball game, but that certainly is in submission and in nomination.
2nd and goal. Straight up the middle. And down to about the 2-yard line is Nate Hartlaub, Catholic fan.
It would be the kind of third quarter that you would really draw up on paper and you would want to execute, and you can't always do it.
Counter give to Hartlaub, all kinds of room. Inside the 15, a great cut in. Touchdown, DeLone Catholic, Nate Hartlaub. We haven't seen the counter play much tonight, Craig, and it was open.
Great play calling by DeLone Catholic. Powering the middle with Monahan, hitting him with Sanders, hitting him with an occasional pass, and it come right back against the grain of what I think is starting to get to be a slightly tired defense. And you just catch them as a little flat-footed and take it right to the corner and put the points on the board.
Well, and if you're West York, Craig, coming into tonight's game, I think one of the difficulties in facing this DeLone Catholic team is there's really no one guy to key on.
That's really the key. If you take a look at 3 of the running backs for DeLone Catholic, Donnie Lawrence, Matt Routson, and Nate Hartlaub, they've combined for 806 yards. What's deceptive is all 3 of them average over 7 yards per carry. On the other side of the football, West York maybe a little bit.
Key players for the Bulldog tonight, well, interestingly enough, we have a Nate Hartlaub for West York, and we have a Nate Hartlaub for DeLone Catholic, but we're going to key in on the West York Nate Hartlaub, and really the leader of the offensive line, a tackle and linebacker, and West York's going to have to be able to compete defensively for DeLone. Krause, Knox, Miller, and O'Brien, the defensive line. There's linebackers, and it's a good group. Sanders, Nate Hartlaub, Darren Groff, and Alex Smith. Defensive backs Andy Redding and Matt Routson, Joe Catula. 1st and 10 from the 31.
Second. Actually exceed that of the remaining 3 defensive linemen, and so that's got to hurt a little bit.
Bulldogs blitzing right up the middle, and Hartlaub goes down. Nate Hartlaub, tackled by Nate Hartlaub.
Well, you knew that was going to happen, or certainly had a high percentage chance of happening tonight in the name game. Nate Hartlaub, again, averaging over 7 yards a carry in that multi-headed backfield of the Squires. And there's Nate Hartlaub, number 71 in the West York program, taking him down.
For the football. Hartlaub on the counter, into the secondary. And enough for a first down to the West York 35. First time we've seen DeLone Catholic use the counter tonight, and the Squires will take over at their own 48, 1st and 10. Catula looking at the option, gets the pitch to Sanders, makes a great cut, has one guy to beat, and there goes Sanders. Irish chasing from behind, and he's going to bring him down at about the 6-yard line. Boy, what a great cut by Donnie Sanders to get between 2 West York defenders out here on the corner.
Well, it was just a perfect read by Catula, and Sanders executed, and so did the line. Responsibility there on the quarterback. They took care of that. They didn't get the pitch man. Right here's where he sets up his block, makes Klein miss. Now he's got to come back against the grain. Very tough play there for McGuire. He can't get to him. It's simply the speed of Les Irish and the last second dive for the ankles that saves a touchdown.
Well, they're going to try and put some points on the board here. 1st and goal from the 6. Sanders, left side, head down. Touchdown, DeLone Catholic.
And I'll tell you, Bo Rule pointed it out about 5. They don't want to take a chance and make a big mistake here.
Yeah, it's giving the benefit of that doubt because the wind has not died down at all since the sun went down.
Sanders. Boy, look at Sanders. That play looked like it had nothing going. And Sanders patiently waited for his blocks and picks up about 7 on first down.
You know, it's almost as if tonight is Donnie Sanders' coming out party. You know, we talked about how they had such balanced rushing. He had 332 yards on 47 carries coming into tonight's game. He's got 86 in the first half, so he's almost at 9 carries here early.
Hartlaub, right side, good play action, and Hartlaub into the secondary and across the 35 out near the 39. Not a play action, but just good ball handling in the backfield by McCusker.
You know, Chris, if the first quarter statistics were so unbalanced, I don't think it's going to change a whole lot by halftime. DeLone is clearly dominating.
Pickup of 9 on the play, second down, less than a yard. Hartlaub, right side. Boy, and the line surges for that first down as they cross midfield. And what we're seeing, Craig, especially from...
He's brought him here. He's earned it. He's a great senior leader. Give him the football.
Second back, Nate Hartlaub. Oh, what a great move and a couple great moves. And I'll tell you what, the last one may have cost him the first down, although I wouldn't be surprised if this is short, if DeLone still would go for it.
Yes, it almost looked like he wanted to change directions and kind of give a little bit of ground, and when he was tackled, it made this a very close measurement situation.
Yeah, I think a simple lunge ahead would have got DeLone the first down. And the spot of the ball is around the 29, Craig. I would think even if this is short that the Squires will probably take a chance and go for it. The first move by Hartlaub was really a nice one, though, as he makes people miss.
Right, terrific. There you see they give him the ball. Now watch his feet. Very quick on his feet. Good adjustment. Pretty much screened.
So first and goal inside of the 1. Hartlaub. Touchdown, DeLone Catholic. Nate Hartlaub with the touchdown.
Just watch the blocking on the corner. Watch the blocking, the lead blocking by the backs. Nice job there by number 65. Pulling out Jacob Strevig, 5'10", 200 pounds.
Klein in motion again, option, the pitch to Klein.
I tell you, DeLone's rush defense, Chris, is amazing. I mean, when you think that at halftime tonight, West York, a team that runs the ball very, very well, had 32 yards in the book. But then you look and see that DeLone as a defense only allows 75 yards a game rushing. You know you're in for a long night on the ground.
Hartlaub, the first man to get to the West York running back, and then Alex Smith comes up and really...
Nate makes it back. A block here. We got it.
9-0. They win it 24-0 over West York. All right, folks, here are the rest of your scores.
Let us check out the highlights of this one. The Bulldogs taking the field. This contest held at West York. West York with the ball. Matt Groff back to pass, and oh, he wishes he could turn back the rewind clock on that one because it's picked off by Andy Redding, and that would lead to a Squires field goal. DeLone Catholic now. Donnie Sanders taking the handoff, going around 6 yards, touchdown. DeLone leads 10-0. More DeLone now. Joe Catola looking, and this is Mike Robinson. A lovely catch inside the 1 yard line. No touchdown yet, but on the next play, Nate Hartloff punches through. And yes, DeLone Catholic, 9-0 on the season, all alone in first place after a 24-0 battering of West York. With that, we go to the...
Thanks, Hossie. We're here where DeLone played Hanover tonight. We are in the parking lot of the Moose Lodge, and if you can see right across the street, the lights of the football field, that's how close we are proximity to the school. This is the annual tailgate party, or traditional tailgate party, I should say, held after every home game. It's sponsored by the football players' parents. Gives the kids a chance to come out to do a little bit of celebrating in a safe manner. It also gives us a nice background for Football Friday. We're saying DeLone hosted Hanover tonight. You know, a lot on the line, but in a way, not much. Both teams had already clinched a spot in next week's district playoffs. DeLone trying to cap off a perfect 10-0 regular season. If the Squires win, they also claim the outright Division I title. A Hanover Division II title. A Hanover victory obviously would blemish the DeLone record, and then the two teams would share the Division II crown. Plus, this is also one of the best rivalries perhaps in the state of Pennsylvania. It's always a backyard clash. It often matches neighbor against neighbor and family member against family member. The game at DeLone, but what is this? On the field before the game, an orange H. A prank of some sort, probably by somebody from Hanover. DeLone didn't take too kindly to it. Second quarter, it's 14-7 DeLone. Donnie Sanders, the short burst up the middle. That makes it 21-7. Now, after an interception, the Squires are going to go back on the attack. It's Joe Catula. He's going to pitch to Nate Hartlob. He's going to score. Squires led 28-10 at halftime. Third quarter, Hanover, Seth Sanders back to pass. Watch the one-handed interception by Grant Hartlob. Boy, is that a nice interception. Wow, not much to cheer about from Hanover's perspective tonight, but here is one. Sanders back to pass to Willie Worthington. This play goes 71 yards for the touchdown, but it was all DeLone tonight. The Squires finish the regular season 10-0. They win the Division II title, beating Hanover by a score of 42-16. It's hard to believe that these tables earlier tonight were packed with food. There were subs, roast beef sandwiches, pizza, everything. Look what we have left. We have some baked beans, we have some macaroni and cheese, and some hot dogs. Looks like Mike Hostetler was here and kind of went through this. Hossie, were you over here earlier cleaning out? That was the DeLone Catholic Band after tonight's game when they hosted Hanover. We're back here at the tailgate party at the Moose Lodge across the street from DeLone High School. Let's have some action from the Mid-Penn Conference now. Cumberland Valley, one of 5 teams in the Susquehanna Valley, undefeated when the night started, trying to finish off the regular season that way. The Eagles traveled to Gettysburg tonight. You've often heard little kids playing the game steal the flag. Earlier, we told you about the prank about the H on the field here at DeLone. During the second half of the game tonight, somebody tried to steal the Squire flag. But I tell you, this guy here, Chris Comstock, came to the rescue, saved the honor for dear old DeLone, brought the flag back, and helped the Squires to the victory. Good job, guys. Now let's send it back.
Band brings JR.
Hossie, there's a coaching innovation going on here at DeLone. You know, the coaches sometimes diagram plays on chalkboards or whatever. Get a load of this. This is the way they do it over here. Cindy Hartlob, mother of senior Nate Hartlob, she has numbers on her fingers. So number 22 goes down and out. Number 2 goes this way. Number 13 does this. 8 players on her fingers. These 6 right here, they all scored touchdowns tonight. Can you believe it? I can't. Anyway, last set of highlights. Southwestern and New Oxford. Southwestern trying to finish at least in a tie in York Division I. New Oxford trying to stay out of it. We're wrapped up here at DeLone. That's it for tonight. Squires are in the playoffs. We'll see you.